The era of the Industrial Revolution is a period from the 18th to the 19th century. At this time, major changes in the agriculture, manufacturing, mining, transportation and technology took place and had a profound effect on the socio-economic and cultural conditions of the times. Industrial Revolution gave birth to modern industry, which introduced a new system of production based on machines and factories. It began in the United Kingdom and this spread throughout Europe, North America and eventually the world. This period is labeled as revolution because it completely destroyed the old manner of doing things. The changes that occurred during this period, advances in agricultural techniques and practices, resulted in an increased supply of food and raw materials. Changes in industrial organization and new technology resulted in increased production, efficiency and profits, and the increase in commerce, foreign and domestic, were all conditions which prompted the advent of the Industrial Revolution. The most important of the changes that brought about the Industrial Revolution were the invention of machines to the work of hand tools, the use of steam, and later of other kinds of power in place of the muscles of human beings and of animals, and the adoption of the factory system. In this episode, we will be coming to know about the changes brought by the Industrial Revolution in various fields through the following modules: agriculture, textiles, metal industry, transportation, capital labor. Agriculture occupied a prominent position in the English way of life of the period. It became a significant part of the Industrial Revolution, not only because its importance rooted in the subsistence of the population, but agriculture was an indispensable source of raw materials for the textile industry. Wool and cotton production for the manufacture of cloth increased as well as the yield of the food crops. The improved yield of the agricultural sector can be attributed to the enclosure movement. Improved techniques and practices developed during this period. A common practice in early agriculture was to allow the land to fallow after it had been exhausted through cultivation. Later, it was discovered that the cultivation of clover and other legumes would help to restore the fertility of the soil. The improved yields also increased the amount of food available to sustain livestock through the winter. This increased the size of the herds for meat. Other advances in agriculture included the use of sturdier farm implements made for metal. Until this period, most farming implements were made out of wood. Industrial Revolution improved the various aspects of agriculture like breeding of livestock, control of insects, irrigation and farming methods, developing new crops, and the use of horsepower in the fields to replace oxen as a source of power. The changes which occurred in agriculture made it possible to feed all the people that were attracted to the industrial centers as factory workers. By providing enough food to sustain an adequate workforce, England was preparing the way for expansion of the economy in industry. In 18th century, England, the division of unproductive land into the private property was the first significant change to occur. This concentrated the ownership of the land into the hands of a few and made it possible to institute improved farming techniques over a wide scale.